my actual eyesight is there the high drive, deep center, go, 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 we're out of here, say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2, swing and a miss, and the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons, and this is it for good. The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four. A gold pile on their side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Saturday doubleheader on a beautiful afternoon here from Camden County College in Blackwood. We're here at the same spot in Old Center Field between the Union County Owls and the Camden County Cougars. We talked to John Scanzano before the game, and one of the things that he told us was that the record on the bottom of your screen is not indicative and not representative of what Camden County is all about. Remember, they went 5-20 last year in the first season under Camden County, having John Scanzano as their head coach, the former head baseball coach over at King's Christian School in Cherry Hill. So now that he's in a different position, they got off to a start that wasn't expected, but at the same time also was a result of who they were playing. They started off the season with a 3-game set versus RCSJ Gloucester, the number 1 JUCO in the nation. They then played a 3-game set versus Brookdale Community College, the number 10 JUCO in the nation. So you lose 6 of those games, and, well, what do you have? These are games 2 and 3 of a 3-game set, as Union College fell to Camden County for their 11th loss of the season, 15-7 on Friday at Union. That's kind of how junior colleges work. There's a 3-game series. 2 of them are played at the home team stadium, and then 1 more is played at another site. Let's take a look at the starting lineups today, starting with the Union County Owls. It's going to be Ayub, Clark, and Pescucci, the 9, 6, and 8 in the 1, 2, and 3, with Polanco, Demond, and Lamond as the 4, 5, and 6, Batista, Brown, and Nieves as the 7, 8, 9, and then Roach is the starter for the Owls. For Camden County College, it's Nick Napoli in center field, Christian Caminoti on the hill and at the DH spot in the 2-hole, Tyler Napoli in the 3 spot in the shortstop position, Gavin Callahan in right field, Obermeyer at second base, Donnie Gomez behind the plate, Ethan Arter at first base, Nate Ifey at third, and Gavura in left field, rounding it out for CCC. They're wrapping up infield, outfield. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Christian Caminoti, who threw 7 of 9 versus Brookdale, the number 10 junior college in the nation, back on March 1st, the last time we were here in Blackwood, is back on the hill again. The pitcher and DH, the two-way player for John Scanzano's Cougars, is going to be batting in the 2 spot this afternoon in Game 1. We don't know yet who will start in Game 2, but what we do know is that Christian Caminoti has been on fire, and he's going to have a real chance to shine versus Union County this afternoon. Like we said, he held Brookdale to their own for a good 7 innings, only allowed 1 earned run, which was a home run by Ryan Cole. He allowed 2 earned runs in total during his 7-inning stay. And he's just an excellent ball player. He's got excellent command, composure. He knows how to keep his brain away from the game and just keep himself locked in and not let any outside factors get to him. And that's one of the best qualities you can have in a pitcher these days. It's going to be Donnie Gomez behind the plate for Camden County this afternoon, as the first 3 for Union County is going to be their leadoff man and the right fielder, Ayube. He's going to get his first knocks and his first at-bat here in this doubleheader. Gregory Ayube is the first man up. Unfortunately, for our viewers at home, some of the information is very limited on Union County's website, so there will be some players that we just have a name and a number and a face. And that's about it. Christian Caminoti on this beautiful Saturday afternoon kicks off 14 innings of play with a ground ball out to third, picked up, and on the first pitch, he's got the first out. Ayube is retired, and a quick first out. Good play over there by Nate Ifey. As now here's Dylan Clark, the shortstop for the Owls. Owls are 1-11 this year. Their lone win came versus Eastern University on February 25th, which was their opening game. Game that they won by 1 run, and they have lost 11 straight, including yesterday. A 15-7 game was the final on Friday between the Cougars and the Owls in the first game of that set. 1-1 to Dylan Clark. After a quick 5-3 ground out and a fly ball, actually rather a ground ball out to short, throw to first, beat him by a step, 2 down. Napoli with a nice play over there at short, and the infield has backed up Caminoti well for a quick 2 outs. That's really the best thing you can ask for in the first inning of a doubleheader, is you force early contact and you get him back against the wall, really. The last thing you want for Caminoti, especially in a 7-inning game, is you don't want to get that pitch count up. And obviously, with there's 2 less innings to play, you can afford to throw a couple more pitches than you would if you were kind of load managing for a 9-inning game. But a fly ball by Stephen Pascucci to left center field, rather to right center field. Callahan is under it, and a very, very quick first frame sends Union College down in order. Camden County gets their first hacks in the bottom of the first right after this. Patrick Roche is the starting pitcher for the Union College Owls this afternoon in Game 1. The righty sophomore out of Little Falls, New Jersey, in Passaic Valley High School, and the criminal justice major, is going to look to get some justice of his own in Game 2 of this 3-game set, starting off with the center fielder, Nick Napoli. The Napoli brothers, as always, for Camden County in the 1-3 spot. Nick batting in the leadoff spot in center field, then broken up by Christian Caminoti, and then Tyler Napoli, the shortstop, is in the 3-hole. Bit of a gust coming in here in this first inning. Didn't have this when we were setting up this morning, but first pitch, a big swing and a miss, 0-1. After the two Napoli brothers in Caminoti, it'll be Gavin Callahan in right field, Dan Obermeyer in the 5 spot, Donnie Gomez in 6th, Ethan Arter at first base batting 7th, Nate Ifey at third base batting 8th, the Collingswood native, and Tyler Guevara in left field batting 9th. High and away, and it's 1-2. Working his way back from that 0-2 count for the center fielder, Napoli. Skips in on a curveball, and the center fielder stays alive. 2-2. Curveball just a tad high. Couldn't tell, honestly, if that was a curveball or a changeup, but the result is the same. It's 3-2. Pat Roche kicks and delivers. Line shot in the left field. That's a base hit, Nick Napoli. It's a hot start for the leadoff guy. You know, that's always something that you can count on when it comes to the Napoli brothers. You know, look, he got himself down in the count. He was able to work his way back, and he fought his way back into contention and got himself a base hit. So here's Caminoti. First pitch from Roach. Soft grounder out to first. Picked up. And no, they're actually going to take they're going to call it a foul ball. So 0-1. I was about to write down 3 unassisted, but Caminoti gets to stay another day, and it's 0-1. Sun finally popping back out. It's been either freezing cold or piping hot on and off these last couple of hours. Throw over to first, nothing going on there. No outs, runner on first, and an 0-1 count to Caminoti. Napoli with a slight lead over at first. That ball skips in. He couldn't find it behind the plate, but Napoli held it first. So no harm, no foul, and it's 1-1. In a battle of North versus South, as we said, Game 1, Camden County took it 15-7. There's a bunt, but it goes into the on-deck circle, and it's 1-2. Of course, these last 72 hours have been beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was 75 yesterday, and I've worn basketball shorts 3 days in a row. You know, it's great because we had 0 outdoor events during Thursday or Friday or even Wednesday when it was starting to warm up. You know, we've had 4 days in a row of just beautiful weather. And then next week, when our schedule really starts to ramp up for baseball and softball season, we've got 40 and windy. Just our luck, right? 1-2 to Caminoti. Takes a low curveball, grounds it to first, and that will be called a foul ball. Second time that happened, almost deja vu. Hooked it up the line and was able to get it to the right of the chalk. Still 1-2 to Caminoti. He has fouled several balls off to try to get in Roach's head a little bit and rattle him a little. Maybe he did. It's fastball outside. 2-2. Two balls, two strikes to the number 2 hitter for Camden County. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the first after a very, very quick top half of the first. Caminoti lost this one out to left. That'll be a foul ball towards the Union County bullpen. We'll try that one again. Throw over to first, nothing going on there. Well, this was going real quick, and then this game went to a screeching halt over the course of one at-bat. There's a line shot out to center field. Going over is Pascucci. He dives, can't make the play. It bounces off of his glove. Napoli's going for third. Caminoti gets to second, and the throw to third is cut off, and that will be a no-out double for Christian Caminoti. That was a good piece of hitting there. Just like when you're at a buffet, you've got to wait for the right wings to come your way. In an at-bat, you got to wait for the right pitch to come your way. And you got to square it up, and that's exactly what Caminoti does. He's got a very simple swing. He can drive it to any part of the ballpark. That's why he's batting second. You know, not many colleges can trust their player to be a two-way guy. Even Rutgers Camden did it for a couple of years with Jack Murphy, but now that he's a post-grad student, he's a pitcher only. You know, most of the time when you get to college, those dreams of being a two-way player, you know, we've seen it with Adam Lowen and Shohei Ohtani, and you could even argue a guy like Christian Bethencourt or Charlie Culberson. But that dream is more of a fantasy once you get to a level above high school, because a lot of these guys are natives of small high schools in southern New Jersey where there might only be 15, 16 kids on a high school roster, and if you're going to pitch, you also have to hit. You also have to play the field. You don't really have much of a choice. You can't really specialize that much, especially in Group 1 or Group 2 baseball. I'm sure once you get to the regionals and the Catholic schools, that's a lot easier to specialize as a pitcher only. But the count is 3-0. 3 straight breaking balls missing to Tyler Napoli with 2 runners on and nobody out as Camden County has jumped all over the Owls here in the first. 3-0 from Roach. At the knees. Tough call, but that'll be ball 4. Here's Gavin Callahan. Bases loaded, no room at the end. After a 4-pitch walk, and you got to think how the scenario would be different if Pascucci made that catch in center. You know, you would have had 1 out, probably would have only had that runner on first and second. You kind of have to strategize a little differently. You know, you got bases loaded, no outs. It's going to be a tough deal. Callahan fouls it off of his foot and straight into the ground. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. High and away. 1-2. Here from Camden County College in Blackwood, a beautiful, absolutely beautiful Saturday afternoon here. 57 degrees, wind gusts could be up to 13, but by the time we're out of here, it'll be 61 as a line drive to right by Callahan is foul. Still 0-2. Sorry, 1-2. Dan Obermeyer is on deck for Camden County. Bases loaded, no outs. Pat Roach in a big, big spot here. Fouls it off. If there's going to be a guy to bat with the bases loaded, though, Gavin Callahan is that kind of guy. He's always been clutch. He's always been a guy who can step up at the right time. So if you're going to get a couple runs on the board early, you might as well do it now. But not now, as that's a swing and a miss. Callahan is retired on a strikeout. One away. Here's Obermeyer. Obermeyer to second baseman, and the number 5 hitter for Camden County gets his first hacks. As we were talking about, though, Camden County, they 6 of their first 8 games have been against the number 1 and number 10 ranked junior colleges in the United States. They lost 11-0 and 16-4 at that doubleheader that we covered at Rutgers Camden on Sunday, February 25th. And then they lost in a more favorable 8-6 on Monday, the 26th. And then they immediately followed that up, a couple days off, and then they get a 3-game set versus Brookdale, a game that they lose 11-0, 14-2, and 7-1. They had a one-off game on Thursday, March 7th versus Montgomery County. We were supposed to cover that, but the rain from the day prior moved it to a day where we already had a Rutgers-Camden game. As we said, 15-7 yesterday. They played 2 games down in North Carolina as exhibitions versus Barton and Belmont Abbey as a line drive out to left goes foul and into the Union County bullpen. No balls, 2 strikes. And after this series, they'll be back in action not until Friday the 22nd versus Bergen County College. There's a ground ball out to second, flips it to short for 1 on the first. The throw is wide. He will be safe at first as he got pulled off the bag, and a run will score. And it's 1-0 Camden County. So Nick Napoli comes home. Tyler Napoli is retired at second, and Caminoti moves to third. So that puts runners on first and third. Or I'm sorry. No, that did move the bases to be loaded. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened there. So, okay, so Tyler Napoli did get to second. Well, no, hold on. I don't know what's going on here because Tyler Napoli, I thought, was out at second base on the fielder's choice. But they do have just 1 out on the scoreboard, so I assume that that's just going to be an infield single for Obermeyer. So Napoli scored, Caminoti to third as a first pitch foul to Donnie Gomez, the 6th man of the inning. Yeah, they've got 1 out on the scoreboard, so I guess Napoli was safe down there. I don't know if he dropped the ball or what. I know the throw to first was wide, but Napoli got to second, Caminoti got to third, and then Obermeyer reached first on the fielder's choice. That one is poked foul behind the plate, and it is 0-2. Ethan Arter, the first baseman, is on deck. They have 4 home games coming up. This is the first of 3 Saturdays in a row where they will have doubleheaders. Union College today, Bergen Community College on Saturday the 23rd, and Lehigh Carbon Community College on Saturday, March 30th. And of course, for each of those Saturdays, they play a road game the Friday prior. So for the case of Bergen and Lehigh Carbon, that is Friday the 22nd and 29th of March. Skips in the dirt, 2-2. Everybody holds up and they'll backtrack. Yeah, but like we were talking about, Camden County playing the number 1 and number 10 junior colleges in the nation. John Scanzano says that 1-7 record that they have, or even before the 0-7 record that they had, wasn't really all that fair. They played a little tougher competition at the start of the year. Here's a fly ball deep out to right center field going over Pascucci. He will not call for it. Nobody called for it, and the ball is down. 1 run scores. Tyler Napoli's going to round third. He will come home and score. The throw to third gets away, and a 3rd run will score, that being Obermeyer, and a 3-run double for Donnie Gomez breaks this game open to a 4 spot for Camden County.
Both of the outfielders were injured.
It didn't look like they collided with each other, but they just kind of took a weird stumble as Pascucci tried to get out there, and he tried to call for it. They're just making sure they're okay out there. So now that just leaves Donnie Gomez on second, as all 3 runs came in to score on the 3-run double.
Looks like they're okay now.
Yeah, they're fine.
They definitely took a pause, and one was holding his arm.
Throw down to third, and Gomez is retired. There's 2 down. So now that clears the bases. Talk about a hard fall there. You take a 3-run double, and then on the next pitch you get thrown out at third. So scoring is Caminotti, Napoli, and Obermeyer. Just got to update my scorecard here. Whew. So that out at third was the 2nd of the inning for Ethan Arter. Nobody on, 2 outs, and a 0-1 count. Excuse me, now a 0-2 count. Just a lot of moving parts in those last couple of plays as a ground ball out to short. Picked up, throw to first, in time. But the damage is done. 4 runs, including on a bases-clearing 2-bagger by Donnie Gomez, the catcher. Camden County pounces on the first inning. It's 4-0 after 1. Union County's got some work to do offensively versus Christian Caminotti. As a very, very quick 1-2-3 frame in the first. Brings up the cleanup man. The 4, 5, and 6 for Union. First pitch is a strike. 0-1. To the DH Polanco. Polanco floats this one in the right for a base hit. Callahan takes it just over the reach of Dan Obermeyer. And a DH and cleanup man Polanco has a single. Eliam Polanco, the catcher out of JFK High School. Sophomore this year for the Owls. And here's now Lamond. And he'll step off. Chris Lamond at the dish here. Hot shot past Ify, past Napoli in the left field. That's a base hit. Back-to-back knocks, and Polanco moves to second on the base hit by Chris Lamond. You know, we were talking about how Union County needed a response, and they are starting to formulate that response very quickly. Excuse me, that pass base hit was by Nico Demantopoulos, and now it is Chris Lamond at the dish. My apologies. Skips in, ball gets away. Both runners are going to move up 90 feet. Polanco and Demantopoulos. And it's a 2-0 count. So the leadoff man for this inning, Polanco, is already over to third. And now 2 runners in scoring position for Union County. A 4 spot in the bottom half of the first, and they are already getting a good start here in the top half of the second as a response. Lamond is retired on a strikeout. There's one away. Lamond is retired on a strikeout, so that brings up the next man, Batista. First pitch strike. Popped up by Batista, first base side. Who's got it? Nobody does. It's a foul ball. 0-1. Excuse me, 0-2. Skips in, 1-2. Batista pops it up into the infield, and it's caught by Obermeyer, 2 down. Well, if Caminoti can get out of this jam with no runs surrendered, that would definitely be a positive in his book. You know, you give up those 2 hits, but then you get a strikeout, a pop-out, and it builds up your confidence. And that's always something that you need as a pitcher. It's the first pitch. Missed. It's 1-0. Big swing and a miss. 1-1. Ooh, tough call there. 1-2. Got the strike call. Didn't think he would get it, but Hengal Brown, the number 8 hitter for Union, with a big swing and a miss. And Caminoti gets out of the jam, leaves 2 runners in scoring position. Camden County hangs on to their 4-0 lead after 1.5 frames. Bottom of the second, a 4 spot for Camden County, and all of that with only 7 men coming to the dish. Didn't really waste any space. A 3-run double by Donnie Gomez gave them the early lead that they have still hung on to in this first half of this doubleheader. As Nate Ifey, the third baseman, and the number 8 hitter for Camden County, steps in. Strike 1, 1-1. He'll be followed by Tyler Gavura. Skips in. 2-1. Pat Roche delivers a swing and a miss. 1-2. Rather 2-2, excuse me. Ooh. Ifey rockets one out to right, going over. That ball will drop, and it is a foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball out to third, picked up, throw across. Is in time. Got the tag down. Looked like he had a little trouble with the baseball. One away. Ifey is retired. Here's Tyler Gavura. Hit well out towards left center field. Backtracking as Piscucci can't get it. It drops at the warning track. He bounces off the wall, and Tyler Gavura has a double. 1-out double. And that brings us back to the top of the order for Nick Napoli. Napoli singled and came around to score his first time. Strike one. The first three batters for Camden County all got on base on a single, a double, and a walk. As here's a pop-up way up there. And coming down with it is Union County's catcher, Nieves. There's two away. I think the best thing Union County can do here is, look, they've given up a couple of runs to start, and now you got to play catch-up. You've seen the offense at work in the top half. They had two runners on. They left two runners in scoring position. They just need to string a couple more together, and they can get some runs on the board. I mean, hey, they scored 7 runs versus Camden County yesterday. There's a rocket left center field by Caminoti. That ball is off the wall, a couple feet from a homer. Going to second is Caminoti. He is in there with a double, and it moves the runner home. It is 5-0. RBI double. And that puts a 5 spot here on a near bomb by Caminoti.
That was the same, almost the same exact space as the last hit.
Yeah, it was a little higher, but it was similar. But Caminoti with his second double of the day. As Guevara scored, now Tyler Napoli skips inside. Nieves hangs onto the baseball after he trapped it. It's 1-0. Wind appears to be blowing out too, so just a couple of more feet and Caminoti would have had his work cut out for him. The Camden Catholic sophomore, who was batting 133 going into this game, only had 2 hits, 1 double, and 5 strikeouts and 15 at-bats. Outside, 2-0. Strike called, 2-1. There's another one. 2-2. Or rather, 3-2. Sorry. I'm sorry, I completely messed that one up. It's 3-1. They call the ball outside. I thought I heard strike, but it's one of those days. Camden County's already off to a hot start, and that's going to be a walk. To Napoli, his second free pass and as many at-bats. Runners on first and second for the cleanup man, Callahan. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Fouled back. 1-1 to Callahan. Camden County had 7 men come to the plate in the first. They are now on their 6th batter of the second. After a 4-run first, they have now turned up the Jets. With a swing and a miss, throw down to third is in time. And that will end the inning. I apologize. After 2, the runner gets thrown out at third to end the inning on an unusual frame. It's 5-0 Camden County. 5-0 Camden County in the top half of the third. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Drive it to success today by having you or your child take the road test, the New Jersey road test, and your written test as well, at their in-person facility at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Experience in Lambs Road for Pittman, as a half-hearted swing is a 3-1 ground out. Nieves is retired. You do not see that kind of swing every day, where Nieves literally tried to check swing and then hit the ball almost by accident. And even better, he hit it into fair territory. So a 3-1 put out. Gets the ball rolling in the third for Ayub, the right fielder who will get it started for Union in the top half of the third. Dan Wilkins here from Blackwood, New Jersey, with my producer Donna to my left. Fouled back. Gregory Ayub, the leadoff man, quickly and promptly grounded out to short to start the ball game. It's 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Camden picks up another K, his third of the day. All on swingers, and that's going to be the second out of the frame for Clark. Skips in on a fastball. And it's 2-0. Whoa, fastball almost went back to Gloucester County, and it's 3-0. It's been smooth sailing so far for Camden, just hitting a bit of a rough patch in the second. 3-0, dots the corner, 3-1. If the inning were to continue, the center fielder Pascucci would be on deck for Union County. Whew. Trails inside for ball 4. And here's Pascucci. Couple of spotted clouds over the facility. So the sun has kind of been poking in and out of the sky this afternoon, as there's a strike. 0-1 to Pascucci. Throw to first, nothing going on. Another throw. Skipped in, and the runner is safe. Another swing and a miss on a high fastball. 0-2. Camden County put up 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and is looking to continue the offensive barrage in the bottom half of the third. There's a swing and a miss. Christian Camden with 4 Ks through 3. We'll be right back. 5-0, Camden County leads. Bottom of the third, Camden County looking to keep their offense going. As Gavin Callahan will restart his at-bat from the bottom of the second. And we had to wait for the umpire to return to play. As now Roach faces the cleanup man Callahan to be followed by Obermeyer and Gomez, who had that 3-run double that kick-started the offense in the bottom of the first. Here's a first pitch fly ball. Straight away right center. Pascucci calls for it, and he backtracks, makes the catch, 1 away. Took quick care of it. You know, that's something that we always talk about when it comes to the outfield, is that communication is key. And when that first inning double happened for Gomez, one of the big things is that nobody called for the baseball. You know, it's another thing if you're all alone out there, but even when you are alone, you know, you're not really relying on your peripherals. And there might be a situation where the right fielder comes in, doesn't say anything, takes over your territory, takes over your spot, and you don't know it. We've seen, as it's a 1-1 count to Gomez, we've seen really heinous collisions in the outfield from time to time just because nobody really knows their spot. Big swing and a miss, 1-2. You know, it's just one of those situations where it's a no-win for anybody, because you drop the ball and then you also got to ask, you know, why in the world is my teammate over there? Now, in the case of that double, it didn't really apply because it was in right center field. It could have been either Pascucci's or it could have been, you know, Greg's as well for Union. But the best way to mediate those kinds of situations is to communicate. There's a base hit. Goes in between left and center. Pascucci picks it up. He has trouble with it. And Obermeyer stops at second. He's got a double. So here's Donnie Gomez. Outside, 1-0. Fly ball. And listen to that. They must have heard our cues well. Holding it second is Obermeyer. He's 2 away.
Definitely heard him that time yelling, mine, mine, mine.
Well, yeah, we heard that. But, I mean, what's important is that even though it was pretty clear that it was a right fielder's ball, you could see Pascucci starting to run over a little bit, and he wanted to make sure that, you know, he knew he got it. He got it. So 2 flyouts for 2 outs with a double in between, and here is Ethan Arter. They're going to throw behind the runner at second, and he is safe. Scampers back quickly. Whew, that was a close call for Obermeyer. The count, as that's going to be a base hit in the left. One hopper coming in. Oh, and Caminoti rounds third, and now he's in trouble. He's in a rundown. He's going to dive for the plate, and he is out. Camden County, for the first time today, goes scoreless for a frame after 3. It's 5-0 CCC. Top of the fourth inning, it is time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, which college baseball program has the most NCAA College Baseball World Series titles of all time? As the first pitch is hit well out towards right center field, going back, calling for it is Napoli. Sans had. He makes the catch, one away. So the options are Vanderbilt, LSU, Florida, or USC. The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the fourth inning. Only seems right that we have a college baseball question for a college baseball game just like this one. First pitch is a ball. After the deep fly ball to center to start the frame. Thought that had a chance with the wind blowing out to get some traction on it, but that's a foul ball off of the batter's foot. So Polanco was the first casualty of the frame, and then first baseman for Union, that being Nico Diamantopoulos, Check swing, appeal says he went, and it's 1-2. Ground ball foul down the third base line. So Nico Diamantopoulos will be followed by Chris Lamond. Just missed. 1-1. I'm sorry, 2-2. Count is full. Caminotti trying to avoid a free pass, and he gives one out. That one misses low and away. So Diamantopoulos walks. This brings up Chris Lamond. He struck out for the first out of the second, the last time he was up. Today we are going to have two different trivia time questions. Wait a second. A balk was called. So that will move Diamantopoulos to second base, and an automatic ball is charged against the pitcher. So the second base umpire called a balk. I didn't really see any odd movements. But as we have said time and time again, a balk is probably the most ambiguous rule in baseball. Here's a fly ball right center field. Diving Callahan. Napoli picks it up on a bare hand, rounding third, and coming home for Union's first run will be Diamantopoulos, who comes from second, one pitch after a balk, and it will just be an RBI single for Chris Lamond. It's 5-1. Well, those last 90 seconds were as convoluted as ever, but that just leaves Lamond on first. Diamantopoulos scored on the RBI single. That was a deep RBI single. There's a diving catch. How about it? Dan Obermeyer dives to his left with a nice applause from the home faithful, and there's two away. Talk about a good rebound. Give up the single, and then you take it right away. So Batista is retired. This brings up Hengal Brown, the eighth hitter in the lineup for Union, the fifth to grab a bat this frame. Don't forget, folks, we will be back at Camden County College for the ladies on March 19th versus Dutchess Community College for a doubleheader in softball. And then on the 21st, we'll be back in action with Salem Community College softball. Actually, let me make sure my numbers are right there. I might be full of hot air, but I apologize. Tuesday the 19th is, yes, Camden County softball, but it is versus SUNY Orange, State University of New York, the Colts. Swing and a miss. On a changeup, and it's 1-2. So then the 21st will be a doubleheader, Dutchess Community College versus Camden County. And then our first Audubon baseball game of the year, Friday the 22nd versus Enfield, Connecticut. The Connecticut school just a couple of miles away from the Connecticut-Massachusetts border. They are, for the third year in a row, coming down and visiting South Jersey. They're doing a little tour. They're playing West Deptford. Pretty sure they're playing some teams down in Salem County, too. They're putting that bus to good use. That ball missed outside, and the count runs full. Everybody in the outfield started to run in. Thought it was going to be called. But that doesn't gain you any favorability whatsoever. Full count pitch, high and away, and that'll cost you a full count walk to Hengal Brown. This brings up the catcher, Nieves, moving Chris Lamont to second base. Two runners on, two away. There's a strike. Number 30, Xavier Nieves. High. 1-1. How about that play by Dan Obermeyer? There's a strike. 1-2. Union College got their first run of the game on an RBI single by Chris Lamond. And now they're going to try to just limit it to one if you're Camden County. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And 2 runners aboard for the Union County Owls. Top of the 4th and a 5-1 game for Caminoti as there's a foul ball out to the trees. Of course, this field the last time we were here was a lot different. March 1st, daylight savings time hadn't kicked in yet. It was a lot colder, and of course the sun was going down earlier, but that batter's going down too. Caminoti with his 5th strikeout of the afternoon. They allow 1 on the RBI single by Lamond, but they hold it right there. Camden County leads 5-1 going to the bottom of the 4th. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. It is time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, which college baseball program has the most College World Series victories of all time? Is it A, Vanderbilt, B, LSU, C, Florida, or D, USC? Producer Donna, what is your guess today?
I know nothing about college baseball, but I'm going to say C, Florida.
Well, actually, Florida was actually the opposite answer of what we wanted because they have 0 national titles. First pitch is floated out to right for a base hit. The answer is USC, which even I did not expect to be the correct answer. But we did a little research, and they have 12 titles under their name. Vanderbilt and LSU are somewhere in the upper echelon of the pack with 4 or 5 each. And the funny thing is, though, about USC is that the reason why, especially us current college baseball fans, don't really associate USC with, like, baseball dominance, is because their 12th and most recent title was in 1998. So they have won a lot, but just not recently. And that's where the discrepancy comes in, is that they just haven't won recently enough for it to be really relevant and sticking in the mind.
My Cowboys haven't won in a while.
0-1. That's going to be hit by pitch. So Ify and Gavura both reach base with nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. Here's Nick Napoli. USC, they won in 1998, but 11 of their 12 titles were before 1980. They won an unprecedented and historic 5 titles in a row from 1970 to 1974. So that includes 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. They also won in 48, 58, 61, 63, and 68, and also had a lone title in 1978. But they haven't won in the 21st century. Vanderbilt, as we said, Vanderbilt has 2. There is a Florida school that has 4 state titles, but it has 4 national titles, 4 College World Series championships, and that is Miami. Ground ball off the short, barehanded. They tried to get the lead runner, but didn't get anything, and now the bases are loaded. Bottom of the order doing the heavy lifting, as Ify and Gavura got on base, and now Nick Napoli gets a base hit. So here is Christian Caminoti. He has done a great job on the hill, and now he's going to try to help himself out on the offensive front. First pitch fouled back. You're watching coverage of Camden County Baseball on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. And if you're a small business owner, we are looking for small businesses in South Jersey. I can't even say the word South, but that's kind of how this day has gone. But ground ball out to first. That is a fair ball. They're going to throw home. They get the 1 out there, and everybody moves up, and the bases remain loaded. 1 away. As we were saying, if you're a small business owner in South Jersey, we are filming commercials for South Jersey businesses with rates as low as $250 for 6 months. All of our social media handles and points of contact are in the description of this video. I don't know what the holdup is. I guess maybe the umpires were meeting or something, but I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary. But the bases are loaded. I just kind of looked up and it looked like the 2 umpires were talking to each other and that there was a bit of a delay, but I don't think there would be anything to discuss. First baseman picked up the ball, threw it home, and line drive in the left, that's a base hit. They're going to send 2 runners home. Both will score. And a first pitch base hit by Tyler Napoli is actually going to make it 8-1, because if you look at the scoreboard, they don't have any outs listed, so they must have said something, and they counted that first run, which was originally a 3-2 fielder's choice. I guess they would call them safe. So that is going to make it, after the 2-run single, they're going to put 2 more runs up on the board, and it's going to be 8-1 Camden County. So we'll change that to a single. So Tyler Napoli with a knock. Guevara and Nick Napoli scored. There's a strike. 0-2. So now that call got reversed, now there's no outs and 2 runners on. And Camden County has already burned through 6 batters in this inning. Got on top of it, and he's going to trickle that one in the right field. That's going to drive home Caminoti, and it is 9-1 in favor of Camden County. So Gavin Callahan got the base hit, and we may have a pitching change in order. Yeah, they haven't even updated the scoreboard. They still have it as 6-1. Runners on the corners here. And here comes the coach to make his walk out to the mound. There is an arm warming up in the Union bullpen. And that is number 7, Dylan Couto of Union High. So it looks like it's just going to be a mound visit. But, yeah, I don't know. They put a run up and then they took it away, and scoreboard says 6-1, but I know that we're right. So everything got accounted for. I think they're just a little behind in updating the runs. So they'll break from the mound visit, and we will resume play with Dan Obermeyer. So after Callahan's single, that moved Napoli to third. Caminoti scored. So 4 runs have already come across with no outs. That's a foul ball. 0-1. So a single hit by pitch, a single. 4 singles in a row. And it's led to a offensive outburst. A 9-1 game. Throw to first. Gets trapped. Foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes, still nobody out. And Union College in a lot of trouble. They've been trying to play catch up. They got one run in, and now really have had nothing in the last couple of frames, and they've also allowed a couple of runs of their own. Another arm warming up in the Camden County bullpen. So as we said, Dylan Caudo in the Union bullpen, but it's Kyle Leiser, the Timber Creek alum, in the Camden County pen. There's a ground ball back to second base. They'll throw. No, it goes into center field. Napoli scores. Callahan taking a wide arc around third, but he holds up there. That makes it double digits for Camden County. It's 10-1. So Callahan got the third. So how about this? That is a 6-hit inning. And now, here comes Union's head coach to come out and make a pitching change. Looks like getting ready to go will be Dylan Caudo. So he will talk to Pat Roach. And he'll take the baseball from him. And we'll take a quick break as Union College, the Owls, make a pitching change. It is 10-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
New pitcher for Union County. It's going to be Dylan Caudo, the freshman out of Union. Sliding in safely at second base will be Obermeyer. But what an inning it has been. 5 runs, 6 hits, all singles, and still no outs. So runners on second and third. And a 1-0 count. High and away. 2-0. freshman out of Union, getting his first hacks of the 2024 season in on the hill. Ground ball, that's going to be 6 singles in a row. Goes into left field. 2 runs are going to come around, including Obermeyer. Make it an even dozen. 12-1. Man. Well, they're one batter away from batting around, and they are scientifically or mathematically, I guess you could say, like it's impossible for them not to bat around at this point because there's nobody out, nobody on, or actually one on. Double play, though, still guarantees that Ify will get a second at-bat in this inning, but Union College just has not had the best grip on this game. You know, they held it close, 15-7 on Friday, but even then, that was a home game over at Keene University, where Union College plays their home games. Here comes a throw down to second. That throw is way wide. It goes into center field. Holding up at second is going to be, hold on here. That's not Ethan Arter. They switched it up on me. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that is Donnie Gomez at second base. I apologize. Ethan Arter is at the plate. I don't know why I thought Donnie Gomez had a different jersey number, but he is number 5. Arter fly ball, straightaway center. This will be the first out of the inning. Pascucci makes the catch, and the 6 single streak is broken. 1 away. I mean, it's impressive enough to string 6 hits in a row, but even better, how about 6 singles in a row? I'm going to have to look back at the footage because now they have 11-1, which I still don't think is right, but I'm going to have to look at that during a break. With 1 away now, here is Ify. Swing and a miss. So yeah, we had a single from Ify, a hit by pitch from Gavura, then single. That ball skips away, and standing up at third is Gomez. So Gomez, with those 2 RBIs, gives him 5 on the day, including that 3-run double in the first. 1-1, 2-1. Got a piece of it. 2-2. So as it reads, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Again, we had the same problem during the first time we covered Camden County on the 25th of February. We thought the scoreboard was wrong, but we had missed a runner being thrown out. And very nonchalantly, a wild pitch scores Gomez. So he drives himself in, and now it's 13-1, but Yeah, so they are either a run short or we're a run high. I really don't want to be wrong because, you know, we've been wrong before. We've had a couple hiccups today, and that one misses high and in. A walk to Ify. I mean, you never want to be wrong. But sometimes you got to step back and say, you know, hey, we got to look back at the footage and make sure that everything is accounted for. Because as far as I remember, it was 5-1. And then Ify singled, Gavura singled. I put Gavura got hit by a pitch. Then it had 2 runners on, and Nick Napoli drove home those runs with, he got an infield single, then he got the bases loaded. And then there was that play that was under review by Caminoti. Hit it in the infield out the first. First baseman threw it home. And there's a line drive in the left center field. That is a base hit. off the bat of Guevara. And he gets aboard to put 2 men on, as this inning is continuing to be a star-studded event for Camden County. So now here's Napoli, who will bat for a second time in the 4th. And remember, this is college baseball, so there is no mercy rule like there would be in high school. We've got to play the full 7 innings, and then we've got to strap on our gear and play another 7. So it's going to be a fun afternoon for us, but 1-0 to Nick Napoli. But yeah, there was that play at home where the first baseman threw the ball home, and then they overturned it and put a run on the board to make it 6-1. But then you ask yourself, well, if they didn't call that, and the runner was out at home on the fielder's choice, on the bases loaded fielder's choice, then there should be 2 outs on the board. So either somebody's math isn't adding up, and there is the second out, and they're not going in. So yeah, I'm just going to assume that we're right. I don't know if it'll matter much in the end, considering the ball game, but you just, especially with college baseball, you want to make sure that all your numbers are right. Especially since crazier things have happened. We've had a game where teams have come down from 10-plus runs and come back. So you never want to deny somebody an opportunity because of a clerical error. And because of a mistake in somebody's math. (1-0) to Caminotti. Takes high above the letters. And it is the scoreboard saying 3-0. Don't think that's right, but yeah, I guess so. Got a righty warming up in the Union bullpen. Ground ball at the first, picked up on a backhand, and that will retire the side on a flip over to first. Camden County, though, puts up a barrage of runs. Whether it's 7 or 8, we don't know, but it's still a boatload. 13-1 after 4. Union College, after a 8-run frame for Camden County, now leads 13-1. And I think that really goes to show the echelons of competition that exist in junior college baseball, where, as we said, 7 of Camden County's first 8 games were against the the number 10 and the number 1 junior colleges in the nation, RCGC and Brookdale. So now that they're facing teams that are more their speed, they can thrive. They won on Friday, and they're poised to have another good one today. And the scoreboard was fixed, so it is now 13-1. Yeah, I thought we were right, but that one just got past Obermeyer, goes into right field, and that's a base hit for the Owls. Puts a runner on with one away. Going back to the top of the order as Ayub grounded out, and Clark now gets aboard. So here is Stephen Pascucci, 0 for 2 today. Union County with 1 run on the board, scored in the top of the 4th on an RBI single by Chris Lamond, which feels like millennia ago, but no matter how many eons have passed, we still have 2 more innings to play after this one, the 6th and the 7th. Throw over to first, yields no result, and it'll be 1-0. Those transit buses are loud. They rattle my brain a little bit. There's a ground ball out to short. This could be 2. Napoli flips it to Overmeyer for 1. Did he get the second one? He did not. Close call, but it results in a fielder's choice and gets a runner on for Union. As that brings up the Owls' cleanup hitter, Polanco. So Clark is retired at second. There's the cleanup man, Polanco. He singled and has flown out to center in this one, 1 for 2. Union County with 1 run. 4 hits tonight. Caminotti with 5 strikeouts. Fly ball right center field. Callahan calls for it, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Getting closer to the end of game 1, 13-1, going to the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th, 13-1 in favor of Camden County College. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center, the place to be to make sure that your pet is happy and healthy as can be, with the most organic products available, including food, toys, cages, accessories, and more. Visit today, 7 days a week, 226 Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, or visit online anytime at exoticpetsnj.com. I don't know why I read that ad in a Christopher Walker style voice. Christopher Walken, rather. But it's a base hit in the center field. First pitch, and connecting for a knock is going to be Napoli. And here's Callahan. Camden County with 13 hits today. They scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second. They got 1 home in the third and then put up 7 runs in the fourth. 1-1 the count to Callahan, who's 1 for 3 today. Ground ball. Second base. Gathers and throws the first in time. Napoli moves to second. 1 away. Camden County with 13 runs on 16 hits. (1-0) to the number 5 man in the order, Dan Obermeyer. He's reached base all 3 times, had a fielder's choice, a double, and a single to his name today. Fouled back. Two and one. Misses in. 3 balls, 1 strike. With 1 away in a runaway game for Camden County. At the letters, wow, that looked like a strike to me, but that'll be a free pass to Obermeyer. Here is Donnie Gomez. He has driven in 5 of Camden County's 13 tonight. With a 3-run double in the first, and then a 2-run single in that barrage of an offensive show in the fourth. First pitch strike called. Ground ball out to short. Could be 2. They get 1. Throw to first. Oh, wait a second. That is... Looks like there was a... the throw actually hit the runner at second base, so they'll wave that one off. Because it wasn't interference, it was just an accidental miscue, and that puts runners on the corners with 2 away. So here is Arter. Actually, no, that is Eric Berger of Overbrook. That one misses outside, so they have started the process of clearing the bench here in the 5th. That one misses, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Berger misses, 3-0. And this is what makes covering some games like this just a little bit unbearable almost. You know, you've got these long strings of offense that just, it's not like what made the fourth inning exciting was that it was a lot of hitting. It was 6 singles in a row. You got 7 runs on the board, got a couple of walks, a couple of hit by pitches. But when you have, like we've seen a couple games in the last couple of years, there's a ground ball to third, picked up, throw across, Berger is retired, and the inning is over. 2 more frames to play. We go to the 6th, 13-1 CCC. Top of the 6th inning. It is 13-1 Camden County College here in Game 1. We've still got another game to play here. Here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Wish you guys could be here with us.
Well, if they're hearing you, they are with us.
I guess so. But Camden still kicking out there. 5 frames, 5 strikeouts, and only 1 earned run in the top half of the 4th. First pitch is a called ball. As they will start the inning for Union County with Nico Diamantopoulos. 5, 6, and 7 for Union. Pop up down the third base line, goes out of play. And it'll be 2-1. So Diamantopoulos, Chris Lamont, and Bautista up for the Owls. That one misses. It'll be 3-1. Whew, that was a tough call on the outside corner. Must have just clipped the plate. And it's 3-2. And yet that was a ball. You can see, look at Nick Napoli's reaction at center field. He's had his hands up like, what are you talking about? I can kind of agree, though. I mean, the 3-1 definitely should have been ball 4, and then the next one should have been a strike. First pitch fouled back. For Chris Lamont. That one misses. 1-2. throw behind the runner. Didn't get anything, but a strikeout is called. And Lamont is retired. One away for Bautista. Bautista 0 for 2. With a line out to second and a pop out to second in his first 2 at-bats. So he has been pretty attached with Dan Obermeyer in this one. Oh, 1. There was Kyle Leiser over in the bullpen for a while, but we haven't really seen a lot of action from him. So I don't know, with this being a 13-1 game, if they have the trust in in Caminoti to kind of finish the job, as a pop out to short is the second out. I mean, especially if he can force ground balls and fly outs to get it done quicker with, less fatigue on hand, he can certainly do it. I don't doubt in any capacity that Caminoti can get the job done. The only question is whether that'll be something that Scanzano continues to do. As we said, maybe they're waiting on Kyle Leiser. I don't know if they're going to have him close, but is there really a need for a closer in the 7th inning? I don't know. Well, 2 quick strikes are called. And Caminoti quickly ahead. Whew, inside, almost popped the kneecap. 1 and 2. Wind really picking up here. Line drive to third, though, and a nice catch made by Nate Ify to take care of the business. Going to the bottom of the 6th, almost done here in Game 1, 13-1. We've got a new guy on the hill for Union County in a 13-1 game. It's going to be number 26, Xavier Rodriguez. Coming in here in the bottom of the 6th, starting off for Camden County to not Nate Ifey, but instead number 1, Cameron Criswell. 2-0. At the letters, 3-0. At the head, 4-pitch walk. And you've got another pinch hitter as well, number 25. No, I'm sorry, that is Tyler Gavura. Oh my goodness, I'm way off my rocker today. But Gavura steps in after the 4-pitch walk to Cameron Criswell. Skips down into the dirt, 1-0. 5 straight balls. And that's the last thing you want if you're us or if you're Camden County College. You know, you want to take care of business, but A, you don't want to run up the score, and B, you know, make a little bit of contact, make something happen. You know, the last thing you want is a blowout getting worse because, you know, you're not taking the bat off your shoulders. There's a ground ball. They're going to just go for 1, but the throw is wide. Goes down the first base line. Holding at first is Gavura, and moving to third is Criswell. Replacing Napoli is number 44, Ray Butler. First pitch to Ray Butler, swing and a miss. The runner on third for Camden County of Sterling is the freshman Cameron Criswell. A swing and a miss makes it quickly 0-2. Ray Butler, another freshman out of BCIT West Hampton. And a 3-pitch strikeout for Butler is out number 1. So Christian Caminoti is back up. I think they're going to have him try to close out this game for a 7-inning complete gamer. Line shot foul as the Camden County bullpen has been cleared. No action up there. There is a righty warming up in the Union bullpen, but I don't envision them making a change unless this game gets really out of hand, if it hasn't already, with Angel Lugo Rosario up the first base line, and it is a foul ball. And poor Gavura having to run up to second base and then jog back to first, and he'll have to run back to second again. Raymond Butler, another former member of BCIT West Hampton, with Jameer Butler Knight. Oh, that one hit the umpire in the head. It goes into right field. The ball just drilled the umpire straight in the head. And he is going to get up. Oh, my goodness. Wow. It's going to be a base hit for Caminoti. That got him right in the face, or right in the dome. The Camden County athletic trainer coming out to grab it, coming out to not only get the baseball, but check on the umpire as well, and grab a grasp on the situation. Both coaches are out of their respective dugouts, making sure that he is okay. John Scanzano for Camden County out there. I mean, everybody is out there just making sure that he's okay.
He ducked down. It looked like it hit him in the bit of the back of the head.
Yeah.
So thankfully not directly to the face.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to hurt. But...
Yeah. It's gonna leave a bump there, but I mean the thing is though is that we saw a couple of weeks ago Rosemont. I forget the player's name, but it was Dominic Furnicola,
Yeah, that was gruesome.
who got hit in the face with a fastball from Rutgers Camden's Dustin Bellis. Oh my goodness! Wow, that was a line shot. That just got him right away.
This is where it got him, but thankfully he moved really quickly. Otherwise, it would have hit him in the front of the face.
Right.
So he had good instincts to move out of the way.
So I think they're just going to make sure that he's okay to continue. You have to consider concussions and a great round of applause from both dugouts as he will remain in the game after getting checked out. An incredible feat there. The score is still 13-1.
What's our count at?
Well, right now, because it was a base hit off the bat of Caminoti, Tyler Napoli will come up to the plate. Actually, I'm sorry, that is a new batter. Time is called. Oh, look at where our old friend is moving over to the other spot to get a better look. Because remember, the second base umpire, these guys are usually only playing these JUCO games with two umpires. So he also has to make sure for swings as well on appeals. That is a base hit in the center by Tyler Napoli. And the bases are loaded. No more room at the inn. Another new batter here, number 19, Jack Lenahan. So the offensive barrage continues after back-to-back singles. Here's Lenahan. Beautiful curveball for a swing and miss. Fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. So Lenahan is the replacement for Gavin Callahan. Takes a curveball upstairs, 1-2. He is the seventh man to grab a bat, rather the sixth man for Camden County to grab a bat in this inning. Lenahan is retired on a strikeout looking. And it looks like Obermeyer will remain in the game. It'll be number 26 for Camden County versus number 26 for Union County. In a 12-run game, 13-1. 1-1. Floater, shallow right center field. That's going to drop. Scoring is going to be one runner. It's going to be Gavura. So I'm sorry, a run did score on that last hit that went off the umpire. So it is now 15-1 Camden County. They're now finally in full sync with the scoreboard. But an RBI single for Dan Obermeyer makes it 15 for the Cougars. Because everybody moved up 90 feet, the bases are still loaded. For Donnie Gomez, who, if Caminoti closes it out, it's going to be a dogfight between Caminoti and Gomez for player of the game, because you had Gomez getting the offense started. 5 RBIs in total. And to add on to that, I mean, he's been the battery mate for Caminoti all night. But, you know, how do you vote against a 7-inning performance like what Caminoti has had? You know, holding them to 1 run, and you have to consider the strength of their offense and what they've been able to produce. I mean, let's be honest, Union College has had the ball get to the bat, but you just have to let it marinate for a little and get some hits together, let it string up, and you get yourself a couple of runs on the board. But they haven't had that same opportunity. Two-two. Fly ball, right field and foul. Count is still 2-2 with 2 outs, bases loaded, in a 15-1 Camden County game. There's a line drive out to right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. A goob comes in, and it brings home 1, and they'll keep the merry-go-round running, 16-1. RBI single by Donnie Gomez. That makes it 6 RBIs. That's where I get hung up with the player of the game, is that, you know, look, 7-inning game is great, but I think 6 RBIs out of 16 total, any 6 RBI game is very impressive. Whether it's a grand slam and a 2-run homer or what, you could do it in 2 hits and get it done, but he's done it in a strung out manner, and he's helped his offense at every turn tonight in Game 1. It's an 0-1 count to Eric Berger. And that one misses, 1-1. Wind picking up a little bit here. Still an absolutely beautiful day. Not really chilly, though. Just kind of a wind, a stiff wind. But outside, 2-1. Like we said, by the time we'll be out of here today, it'll be about 60 degrees. The high of the day isn't going to be met until about 4 p.m. once we're deep in the game, too. There is a strike. And the crazy thing about all of this is that it's only 2:10. Game's been going on for 2 hours and 7 minutes, but it feels like it's been eons just because of how much offense there has been from Camden County. That's strike 3 called on the outside corner. Eric Berger is retired. We've got 3 more outs to play. Camden County tacks another couple onto the board, 16-1. Top of the 7th inning. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Make your dream kitchen come to life today with wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates compared to big box retailers. Visit today, 612 Creek Road in Belmar, next to the 42 on-ramp. Christian Camden looking to close things out for a 7-game complete game performance. As the first pitch is a ball to Xavier Nieves. Here's a rocket, right center field, but playable in center. And taken in for a quick first out by Guevara. So they made a couple of changes. They moved Guevara to center. He was originally the left fielder. They put Ray Butler in left, obviously taking Nick Napoli out of the game in favor of their other pinch hitter, that being Butler. So they did just a little swap, moving Butler to left and Guevara to center. They still have Callahan's replacement, that being Jack Lenahan. He's still in right. You still have Obermeyer at second, Napoli at short. Eric Berger, the Overbrook alum, is at first. And then you've got Cameron Criswell at third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 away. And it's a swing and a miss to Greg Ayub. Makes it the last call in game 1. So here's potentially the last batter, that being Clark. And he's going to make it quick right here. A complete game, 7-inning performance from Christian Camden. Sends game 1 done with a bang. 16-1 the final. Your player of the game, presented by Harper Driving School. We're going to go with Donnie Gomez. 6 RBIs on the night, including a 3 RBI double to kickstart the offense in the first. And that's where this first half of the doubleheader comes to a close. Christian Camden with a complete game, 6 strikeout performance. Had 1 strikeout in every inning this afternoon. We've got 1 more to play. We'll stop this broadcast here, but make sure you follow the link for game 2 to watch the second game of this Union College and Camden County College doubleheader. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with game 2 right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll see you guys then.